Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Happy Friday. It's nearly the weekend and the sun's just started shining. I don't know if you can see it. Not convenient in a studio, but we love to see the sunshine anyway, regardless of the time of year. How are you all? Have you had a good week? We've got another exciting launch today. This is stunning. Now, I've got to admit, I've got a little bit of a phobia of butterflies coming near me, but I love the look of them. I absolutely adore. I mean, I've done my own butterfly textures collection. I love the look of them. I love them on my papercraft projects, and I know many of you do too. So we've got a brand new Sheena collection. These are the most intricate, the most detailed, the most stunning butterflies you will ever see, and they're huge as well. The products are beautiful. Now, you can see the details here. The paper pack is only £8.32. I know, it's a strange price. It's not a 99 or anything, but that's what it is. I think it's got savings on it all over the board. We've got individual items for you. We've got bundles, because you'll notice the stamps and dies kind of come as pairs, and then we've got the complete collection. So yeah, you know, you can dip your toes in whatever your budget. Now, I'm just going to say a quick hello to everybody, and then we're going to go and say hello to Sheena because she's joining us. I noticed that Sherry Miller, she commented on YouTube before we even came live and said that she's already purchased because she's so excited. Hello to Lisa T. Hello to Jackie D. Lots, it rhymes. Hello, Sheena and Lou and everyone. Natalie Washbook, hello to you too. Hope you're all good for a Friday. Absolutely, I am. A bit excitable today. And Gillian Godfrey, hello to you too. Ali, hello. Stunning collection. Yes, it is. When you see it in a moment, you're going to see what we mean by stunning collection. It's so, so beautiful. Now, just popping over to the book face as well. Just leave that a minute. I'll let the comments catch up. Takes a few seconds. Shall we go and see Sheena? She's waiting very patiently in the background with Willow there, but also being extremely patient and quiet as well. Sheena, my love, hello. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Yeah, sitting here just waiting, and a quiet Willow, thanks to the power of the dog biscuit.
Is that what it is?
Anyone who has a dog will know.
You got tricks up your sleeve, or dog biscuits up your sleeve.
Very nice. Very.
Yeah. Are you good though? You all right?
Yeah. I'm good, Lou. Yeah, all ready to go. Yeah, loving this collection. Just really, and I'm so pleased you're loving it too, because you know we already had to sell out on TV, and
yes,
yeah. So it's nice to see them in their entirety again, the whole collection together.
Yeah, it's so stunning. Honestly, every time I see an example that your design team have made, I'm blown away. It's beautiful. Now, we do have one item on the show today that wasn't on TV when you launched on there earlier this week. That's the paper pack. So will we get to see you do something with the papers?
Yes, absolutely, Lou. And I have the paper back here. I can flick through it and show you them because they're all absolutely gorgeous too. So I've got one here that I can share with you too.
Fabulous, amazing. Now, Sheena, because this collection's been so popular, I've not even managed to get my hands on it yet because we needed to save it for everybody ordering. Would you mind showing everybody what we're going to be getting?
I surely will. I'll show you the one that sold out on TV, this bundle. This is the one that was the start of the whole collection. I'll tell you what, this is the packaging for the dies, but let me show you how big the dies are as well.
Oh,
it's really sizable. Let me show you. I'll just take this one. I'm not doing this for everyone, but let me do it for this one. Look at the size of those. You're getting a lot. I know, huge. They're really big. So you get the match. So this one will cut out a match for you, but that one cuts out the details. So that's what it looks like in the package. Let me show you. I want to make what the stamps look like too. The stamps are absolutely stunning.
Unbelievable detail.
Oh, they're huge, aren't they? And do you like the font? Isn't the font so cool? Look at it. Isn't that so cool?
Do you know what?
It's so well.
Now, I know one of these is kind of a tattoo-esque look to it.
Absolutely.
But I think the fonts sort of scream that all the way through. They are so unique. Look at those, all the different techniques you can do with them.
Yeah, so this is an idea. So that's the overlay on the mat, Lou. That's lovely. Just the overlay here. And this shows you the stamps, what it looks like when you match the stamp up with the overlay. So that's Floribunda. We have much to show.
Floribunda.
Floribunda. Now we're going to come on to the lace. So this is the lace die. but I'm not going to take them out all the time. And I'm going to show you so we can move on. But this is what, I thought I had it in the right way up. These are mine I'm using. So I thought I'd put them all the right way up in the packaging. I clearly hadn't, had I?
Don't worry. We won't worry.
There you go. But stand on your heads. Why not? Go on, do a bit of yoga for this time of a Friday. That'll sort you out.
That'll relax everyone.
I tried to do a handstand. I couldn't do it. I gave it up as a bad job. So I give up. So that's the lace one. Let me show you what the board looks like for that one. I have one for each.
Pretty.
And that's there. Going to give you an idea of what they look like when they're cut out.
Honestly, I can't get over how much detail you've got in there. Delicate detail that it looks like it cuts and stamps beautifully. I'm sure we'll see examples of that. Absolutely gorgeous.
So that's the lace. Moving on. Then we have the this one's the tattoo one. So this one is a butterfly with attitude. This one is kind of like beautiful but strong at the same time. It's like it doesn't mess around, this one. And this is based on the tattoo theme. That's what the stamp looks like, and big gorgeous corners and everything. Now when you see the samples, you'll see it all come together. So far it's like, yeah, okay, I'm hoping you're liking them, because they are quite literal. What you see is kind of what you're getting, which is great. And then, but wait, you see the samples. This one, I have to show you both for that one, sorry. That's the little sample board there. So look at the detail on look at the cutout there.
I mean, you've obviously cut that from a mirror card. That looks phenomenal. That silver one, but with the overlay as well. So you've got that backdrop, that drop shadow. These are so pretty.
And then finally, but not absolutely, isn't that stunning? So here's the thing. I need to start making Christmas cards, and I need them to look good, and I need them to look fast. So this is going to be my saviour this year. These are just so cool because they look really different. How often do you see a snowflake? Butterfly. Hello. We've got Santas, and we love Santas. We love trees. We love all these little Christmas things. But to have a huge Christmas snowflake butterfly for and winter, but also great Christmas card. So let me show you that board, which is this one here. And then when you see the samples, That's
hilarious. They don't even fit on your board.
They don't even fit on, exactly. I thought, oh no, that's 12 by 12. I had to have them flying up there. I'm singing in my head, one day I'll fly away. So they're the stamps and dies. Do you want to see the papers as well?
Yes, absolutely. I've not seen these yet.
You know what? They're lovely. So you get a good pack of it, and you know what? You're gonna get 24 pages of 6 different designs. And the idea is that these are good. Like all my products, should be good out of the packaging. You should not have to work hard at making any of your craft purchases look good. That's our job. We do that as artists. So you should be able to do something really quickly, add a bit of ink if it's a stamp, and it looks great. Cut it out if it's a die, it looks great. But you can take it further, and you can kind of put your own stamp on it, literally, and get some ink on it if you want to. And that's what these papers are designed to do, because they are not coated. They're a matte finish, and they're designed for you to kind of zhuzh up if you want. So if you look, it's got a muted, so neutral. Now, the reason that's neutral and a kind of a neutral grey is that's for you to ink on. You can put any colour of your distress inks, your oxides, anything. Actually, distress inks better because they're transparent. So if you want to stamp on them,
do you know what? This is what I loved. This is what I absolutely loved about your Stamp and Play range, when you brought out the papers with those and you were adding ink on top and you were getting all that background pattern coming through. I just thought that's such a clever idea.
Isn't it, Lou? Because it's just a simple little simple little fix, a little tweak. And you'll see on the demonstrations where I'm doing that with one of the pinky papers I love and adore. This might be my favourite. I love the snowflake one. Beautiful. Isn't that stunning? It's like cool sagey green colour. Beautiful. If you want to make it more bluey, just add some bluey into it. And then we've got the beautiful pinky ones with it, which are kind of the you go with anything. And then we've got a lace, more of a warmer grey background. But again, and you see, the thing is I believe that your papers should be backing papers. They shouldn't be stealing the show from the star of the whole production number, which are the butterflies. They should be enhancing and complementing. So hence the muted colours. But let me give you a quick look at a couple of samples. So if you want to do something just quick and simple and use that lovely snowflake paper, look at how pretty it is, just on a little card there. Just simple. It's just a quick fix. Pop that on there. No colouring. All I did was cut the overlay onto a blue mat, which I'm sure you'll have some card. Put the bit of the paper on, bit of stickles, and I'm done. Thank you. The card's done. If you want to take it further, though, oh look, is that a thing?
Now, is this one of the demonstrations you're doing?
It is what? No, it's not. Actually, it isn't, Lou. It isn't. This is not one of them. It's one of them. I think I might have I referenced it, but I don't think
that'll be it then. I've seen it. I've already seen this one somehow.
No, it was the Floribunda, I think. But isn't it stunning? And then we've got the tribal one. So the background, I've used one of those grey papers, but look at how blue it is. But you can still see the pattern in the background. You can still see. So simple card again, a quick put together card.
Beautiful.
Want to see some more samples?
Shall we watch a demo and then come back for samples? So we'll kind of mix it up. We'll do bits and bits. Is that okay? Yeah. So we'll go and watch your first demonstration. Can you just give us a little overview? What are you doing in this first video? Can you remember?
I can't even remember. Oh, I know I do. It's coming back nowadays. Yes, it's simple colouring, because what I wanted to do was show you how the cards that the team make are cards that they've been doing it a while, and they're amazing. And there's things that you might aspire to. You might look at them and go, whoa, that's really difficult. But it's like when you get a recipe in a book. It looks like, whoa, I don't know. And then you work through it and you go, oh, it's just that ingredient, and it's that bit, and it's that bit, and I do that. And then, oh, it's come together. That's what the team do as well. So don't think of any of the samples as not being achievable, because that's why we do these Facebook Lives. That's why we've got the Inkette site. That's why we've got this site. We tell you how to do them. But sometimes you just want to start with a little easy baby step for colouring in. You might not be very confident with colouring in, so that's what the first one's all about, how to make it easy.
Thank you so much. For someone who forgot, you did pretty well there. We'll come back to you, Sheena, when we've watched this. See you soon.
Bye.
So for this little first idea, what I was thinking was, I love the shape of these butterflies, and they're quite sizable. So I wondered, would it be possible to cut double card out with these little things so I can make little shaped cards? And indeed it was. I used some regular, folded board card stocks. You could get them with the card in the envelopes, and it cut through those easily because it wasn't a super heavyweight card. But this is actually the card that we've been using on the show, that textured the stamping card. And that's 270 GSM. Now I've got a strong electronic die cutting machine. So basically what I did was I put it through once, then I turned it over and I put it through again. And it did actually cut out brilliantly. So all you're going to do is just put your little base die just short of the cut lines, and then you've got a shaped card. Brilliant when I win a chicken dinner. Now, the other thing then I thought was about making these little, what looks like kind of wrought iron or stained glass toppers or cards or tags or whatever you want. So I took cut out using the recycled black card the detailed image, stuck that down using a wet glue. Make sure it's a wet glue because you want it to bond to the surface. And then I started to have fun colouring in, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So but before I do go to that, then I had another thought. How would it look and how cool would it be if, instead of using the black card, I used some gilding wax on the overlay? And whoa, look at that. Look at how cool that looks. It looks like metal. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to colour this wing together now to show you how easy that is. So this is where just easy colouring, not difficult, even if you've invested in a set of watercolours like these fabulous Van Gogh watercolours, you'll see how achievable this is, how we can do that. So what I basically did was just stuck to, I think, 3 colours. I used this green, and I used this blue, and maybe a little bit of the darker blue, that one there, And I think that was it. And maybe a touch of this red to pop into that to get this purpley colour. But let me show you how simple it is. And I'm even going to use a bigger brush. So the first thing to do with any watercolours is just put a little bit of water on any of the paints that you think you're going to use, because they are going to need to wet the pigment and activate it. Next thing is, don't clear up your palette, just use what's on there, because you don't need to, oh, it was this one here I used as well, get rid of a bit of that red. You don't need to do that, because this is all paint that's waiting to be used. All this here, I'll just re-wet it, so don't worry about cleaning it. So what I've done is I've mixed up just this turquoise colour, not a strong kind of solution of it, just quite dilute. In fact, that's a bit too strong, so I'm watering it down a little bit, and I'm just dropping it inside this these little openings on this this wing, just like that, just dropping it in like this. And what you'll find is it's really easy to paint, because, and I'm going to now pop a little bit of green just at the base of those while it's still wet, and that'll change, start merging and making it look kind of stained glass and a little bit more kind of as if you've been fancy with the colouring technique, and we haven't. You've just literally dropped in. We're not even mixing colours. Let's show you that again. So drop it in there. The resist on the card, even if it wasn't waxed, would still, because it's black, wouldn't show the watercolour, because watercolour is transparent. So you don't have to worry about being careful. You literally can just paint straight over it. Let me use the same turquoisey colour in this, possibly use a little bit at the end, but then I'm going to use the darker blue, this blue here at the base, and then we'll just make the two. Look, so it's really easy, super easy. You're not even thinking about being careful about colouring in. You're literally just going straight over the top. And look at how cool that looks. Look, we just did that, but look. Now, if it is sitting anywhere, if the paint was a little bit thick, all you do is just dab it off with your kitchen paper, or wait till it dries and just give it a wipe. But that's looking, I'm liking the look of that already. So we'll use maybe a bit of green. So don't use, the thing is, I decided before I did this, was it going to be warm colours or cool colours? And I think that's an easy way to go. So either go with green and maybe blue and purple, and stick with that, or go warm and do orange and red and yellow, and really get that vibrant and fired up that way instead. So that's it, that's the colour choice you've got to make, and keep it. If you start mixing kind of warm and cool colours, when you start mixing and dropping colours into each other, that's where you might get mud. So if you've got like a red and then you pop a bit of green in it, that's going to make brown. So just be aware of that. So keep it simple. So limit your colour palette. These ones here are looking pretty good, so I'm going to drop a little bit of the dark blue at the base of some of these, and I'm not going to paint it. I'm just going to let the paint do its own thing and spread and merge as it wants to, and you'll see that happen before your eyes. You don't have to do anything fancy to make it happen. We'll put this one here like that, and I think I'm going to make that a little bit of a swirly there on that side too. We'll finish off both sides, and it does look like a brooch or something. It looks so pretty, the effect. Just going over that. So again, if you make your paint really thick, really opaque, then it will sit on top of that, you know, the resist top. But even then, you can still just take a damp kitchen paper towel later and carefully just wipe that clear. So it's all good, whatever you do, we can make it work. Continuing with the green, I think we'll do some more green, and then I'll show you some more finished toppers like this. So really, really simple. So even if you're haven't got a steady hand and I'm not confident with my colouring in, this is really good to do, and this is something you can do. I've been doing a lot of television crafting lately, just sitting in front of the TV, and because of the dark nights, it's just so long. So I still want to be, you know, with company and in the living room, but take a lap tray and just sit and pop it there, and just, you know, as long as it's not too messy, it's all good. And that's what I've been doing, just living room crafting. So I want to mix a little bit of purple, so I'm going to take some of that bluey colour. Let's take a bit of blue and a little bit of a reddy colour, and now I've got a purpley colour, and I'm just going to drop this into these little bits here. It's a little bit dark, so if it's dark, it looks a little bit too strong, all you need to do is just take a little bit of the pigment away and add a bit more water. Simple as that. So just dilute it a little bit, and I think we'll do a little bit purpley on the body here as well. And then I'll pick this up. Like you see, I think I've got everything on there. Oh, and I'm very happy with that. It looks very pretty. So once that's dry, you could put some glossy accents in that and make it a jewel-like thing. You can colour in here if you want as well. If you want that really to pop out, you could maybe colour it black. Let me show you when I did that one with. So this is the Floribunda butterfly. I did similar but much more vibrant colours. And this one is the gilded. This is just the black card, but this one's the gilded card. But to make that pop out more, I painted in between black. Obviously you can't do it on black card or you wouldn't see your watercolours. So paint it and then put the black in. So if you wanted to have that look, you could either keep it white like that, or you could put the black in between. So that's Floribunda and Lace Butterfly, and it works with all of them. So let me show you the Beauty with Attitude one. That's so easy to colour. The snowflake one, I had a different approach. I thought we'll make quick and easy Christmas cards and make them as quick and easy as possible with no colouring. So I cut the card on the fold. Now this is much thinner weight card. This is just a bought card pack card, and it cut so easily. So cut that through. I didn't have to put it through twice. And then stuck the overlay on with the wet glue again, but I used a little bit of stickles just dotted around where the snowflakes are, and then a few gems. Now if you're late for Christmas and you need to send some quick but really pretty Christmas cards, you could do worse than sending that. So I think I'll be making a few of those this year. Okay, so back to Lou.
How gorgeous are those? I mean, if you're a complete beginner with watercolour, Sheena's just talked you through exactly what to do, how to use it, and really give you the confidence to get colouring like that. Those cards, those butterfly cards, are phenomenally, I just can't get over how amazing they look. And they're just stamps and die cuts and things like that. You can do that at home too, but you'll need the collection. So we've got the brand new butterfly collection from Sheena today. We've got items from as low as $8.32. That is for the paper pack. We've got bundles, so we have got pairs. So you'll notice online that the dies and the stamps kind of coordinate. So we've got 4 different pairs that match up. And then we've got one big collection, and the big collection has got all of the stamps and dies and the paper pack as well. Now you're going to be saving up to £32 when you're getting bundles. So it's well worth seeing if your budget will stretch, and saving a little bit more. So that's all at craftstash.co.uk. We've got 2 more demonstrations from Sheena, plus we've got Sheena with more cards to show us as well. But I need to tell you about the competition, because we are going to be giving away a set of stamps and dies. So that's a choice of yours. So if you are our winner today, you can choose which of the themes that you want to go for. Maybe you don't want the matching stamp and die. Maybe you want a stamp of one design and a die of another. So, you know, it's entirely up to you. But one of the butterfly stamps and one of the butterfly dies we're going to be giving away. All you need to do is drop us a comment here, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, and Sheena and I will choose somebody before the end of this live to win. And then we do have another way for you to win as well if you're not watching live, so I'll tell you all about that towards the end of the hour. Just get commenting. I'm not worried about a question today. It's Friday. I'll let you off. Just drop us a comment and I'll choose from those. Now I want to come back to Sheena, because Sheena was saying to us about having some more cards to show us. So hello, love. You still happy sitting there watching yourself?
Yeah. I was enjoying that. Yeah,
it's good, isn't it?
My memory's so bad these days, Lou. It was all new again to me.
I love it. I love it. Come on, what have you got to show us then? I know you've got a zillion cards there with this collection.
I have. And I've mixed them up so that you've got one. It's kind of like we're going to rotate through them. So the first one's a pretty stamp with that matte base with the Floribunda. Really gorgeous. Now, if you want to make that quicker, of course, now we've got the backing paper. So you could pop a paper on this bit and a paper on that bit, and just colour in this bit. And that's the you know, a time saver for you too. So fabulous. And then look at this. Look at the snowflake. This is a shaker card. Look.
Oh, look at those. Unfortunately, on video, shaker cards aren't the easiest to see, are they?
They're not. Yeah, just give you a little bit of seasickness there. Yeah, I
We
mean,
get
full
the
of-
idea though, it's beautiful.
You get the idea, yeah. So Sheena colour, absolutely gorgeous. So that's the snowflake option. And then we've got this really, so this one I love, and I love the fact that it's just die cuts. You know, this is not, oh, there is actually, it's not just die cuts, there's a stamp, but there's no colouring. So this main bit here, just to cut the mat out, cut the topper out, stick them together, it looks amazing. Pop a few pearls on if you want a bit of bling. But this is just the white embossing powder with the corners cut out here and matted. And isn't that just stunning? So if you are if you're loving just that cutting, then that's great. Because some days you want to get inky, some days you don't want to get inky. And then look for smaller format cards too. Don't, you know, use your butterfly as a mask. Cut it out for some wrap paper and ink through it. Lovely. Use the small, there's a small stamp on there too. Right, so continuing, you can do a little box card there. So Pamela's gorgeous, and you've got all these elements, all these corner elements and things are there too. We have got, oh, look at this, look at that for a spectacular butterfly. Isn't
so
that just
pretty?
Stunning? Isn't that, look at the detail in it.
Just looks like really intricate metal work.
Isn't it beautiful? It does, absolutely, like raw tie-in. And then a lace one. So all you've got to do with this one is, I think I might demonstrate this one on Sunday. If you want to see me demonstrate this, go to my Sheena Douglas Facebook page, and we will do with this. We'll demonstrate this on Sunday, and then upload it, because I've got a lot of videos as well, just uploaded on my YouTube channel. So anything there, check both places for any inspiration. But I think, yeah, I have an inkling to do this on Sunday. And it's really cool, really easy to do, but looks stunning. And then for this little batch, should we split them up? Should we do some more a bit later on? Should we stop with this?
Yeah, let's do that. We've also got some other essential items we need to talk about that some have launched today, some you've been using for a few weeks. So we'll talk about those after the next video and see some more cards, if that's okay. I'll just do a quick back to me, just for anyone who's just joined us. I know some people tend to join more towards sort of 1 o'clock because that's when the lunch breaks are. We are launching the new Sheena Douglas collection. Well, the brand is Sheena, just Sheena. She's like the very important people who just have the first name. We are launching a new collection, the Butterfly collection today. Lots of lovely new items, big butterfly stamps and dies. So you can see everything at craftstash.co.uk or craftstash.us. Now, this is the second video demonstration. If you did miss the first one, don't worry, you can always go back and have a look at that a little bit later. But yeah, catch this video, it's absolutely stunning. I have sat and watched this one actually, so here you go.
So for this, I thought I'd show you how to get to this kind of finish and this kind of look. So this has been stamped onto a nice quality card, which will take some colouring. So the card that we've been talking about in the show is going to work brilliantly. So stamp it up with a water resistant ink. That's what I used on this one, or Lisa used on this one. But what you can see the line and it's quite defined, so, and it looks absolutely gorgeous and quite vintage colours. But what I thought I would do is we'd have a little look and see how we can do kind of that no line look and see how that looks. So this one's been stamped with a really pale ink, like aged paper or something like, you know, really a pumice stone would work as well, distress ink. And then this here that looks really horrible, I'm hoping is going to look pretty good in a minute, because what I've used is just 2 colours of a colouring pencil set. So when you see all those huge, that mothership of colouring pencils, the Faber-Castells I have, don't panic if you think, well, I haven't got all those and I don't think I'm going to be able to, you know, go to that, Douglas. But you don't need them. At the end of the day, you probably use 2 or 3, maybe 3 to 6 pencils in any one project for cards. And because, you know, you're going to, the thing is because they're watercolour, they're going to get lighter when you add water, and that's kind of traditionally just how you use them. So technically you can use one colour and do all monochrome like that if you want, and look great. But what I'm doing here is I'm using a dark burgundy-ish kind of red colour, and all I'm doing, I'm looking at what I've drawn previously, and I'm putting the dark paint, the dark pencil over the cross-hatched area. So where I've got a little bit of cross-hatching, I've popped a little bit of that darker colour, and it looks awful, and I haven't even put anything towards the edge of the petals, because true watercolour, and it's what it does, I'm going to blend it out to make it lighter. That's the plan. Now, if you put too much colour on, and if it also depends on your pencil. So if they're really highly pigmented like these are, you'll find you have to hardly put any down because that's just a small area you're looking to fill. So if it doesn't blend out to virtually nothing, you've put in a little bit too much on. So just use a little bit less, which is great. We'd like to have that problem where we got to use less of our product to get a good result. Yay, brilliant. So I'm just continuing going over here, looking at where there's any dark bits, and it looks pretty horrible. It's a fake up. It does look pretty rubbish, but the magic happens when you add the water, and I'm hoping that you'll witness that anytime soon. So just continuing like this, and a card with a little bit of texture, a little bit of tooth is what you need when you're using pencils of any kind, just so that the pencil, the core can grab onto some surface texture, and that's how you're transferring it to that card in the image. So we'll do this last one, and then we'll have the top part of the wings done, and then we'll have to think about what we're going to do with the background as well, which is another little mini decision making video we'll do together, but concentrating on the colouring. So with the stained glass effect, that's super easy. This is a little bit more time consuming, a little bit more skill in this one, but that's what it's all about. Crafting is, it's about building it up, isn't it, and improving your skills. So let's see what we've got. Let's start with this one here. So what I'm doing is I'm dipping a regular brush into my water container and taking off the excess water because I don't want it to run away from me. And if it looks like it's getting a little bit too, oh no, it's gone all splodgy and there's a big puddle of water, just quickly dab your brush on some kitchen paper, which I always have beside me when I'm doing anything like this, so that you can then just take away some of the colour, take away some of that effect. Look at how pretty that's looking. So I'm starting at the edge of the petals, little circular motions, and I'm pulling up to that darker pink colour, just nudging it, just kind of like playing like kind of, you know, tag with it in a way till it catches the water, and then very carefully I'm keeping it towards the bottom. I don't want to drag all that colour up because then I'm going to end up with a flat petal, and I don't want that. I want it darker at the base like I have here, and I want it lighter at the edge of the petals, and it's looking like it's working quite nicely. You've got to be careful with this one because I had a little bit of dark behind that petal that's in front, because I want it to look like it's actually, you can see the definition of the two petals. You really just do want to take your time with this and just blot up any little bits. Oh, it's really easy. Always have that bit of paper beside you and just pick up any bits that you don't want. Look at how pretty that is. Look at the difference of that blended one. You would never think it started off as these. So same thing again, and I'm using one of the Van Gogh brushes, number 4 here, and I'm going to do the same again. So start on a bigger petal where you've got a little bit more room to play, and almost dry brush, just, you'll see it takes hardly anything to get that pigment to start to move, and then clean the brush, blot it again, so almost dry brush, little circle movements to pick and get that next bit activated. You'll not see much happening with a lighter pink, but it is there because it's watercolor. You want it nice and subtle. So it's when you pick up that darker tone that we put at the base of the petals that you see it happen. You go, whoa, okay. So just again, take your time, little circles. See, I'm just doing little circles like that, and now here, look, pop. There you go. I've picked up that colour, and I'll just drag it out like this towards the base of those petals, and now I've got a nice petal that looks like it's folded under and over, and it's got some contouring to it. Do this outside one. It's so therapeutic, and this is another great thing you can do in front of the TV. I'm into TV crafting at the minute because I'm watching the TV. I've got to, obviously I'm addicted to the I'm a celebrity. I just love Ant and Dec. I just think, no, obviously I understand them for one, which is a bonus, and I just think that's just my favourite reality. Every year I get totally hooked on that, but I get kind of with the dark nights frustrated just sitting. So I want to be doing something, and because I don't knit or crochet, which a lot of you do, I've been doing some little watercolors and painting on a lap tray in the living room. So this would be perfect if you did all your dry colouring beforehand like this. Just lay the pigment down. You've seen how scribbly it was, how it looked rubbish, and then in front of the TV you can just have water and a brush, and it's like that, those magic colouring books when you were a kid all over again. And just have, you know, just do that. There's no colour anywhere, it's not going to spill, you're not going to get anything where it shouldn't be, but you can still sit and learn the painting control, because that's all it is. All it is, when people say, some people look at someone and go, oh, cool, they can paint, look, they know what they're doing with the brush, and it's just use, it's just habit, it's just getting used to it. It's like driving, it's like your driving test. You know, you can't pass a driving test on theory alone. You have to get behind the wheel, see what feels wrong before it starts to feel right. You know, I could not get away. I learned to drive in America in an automatic, and it was a diesel automatic back in the day, so it was like a tank. You put your foot down, it went nowhere. And when I came back, I got myself a little, you know, stick shift car, and I could not get it to move. I just kept stalling it. Oh, I don't know how many times I thought, this is impossible, this is ridiculous, you know. And then it clicked. I went, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing. And excuse me, that's exactly what this is like. All of a sudden, you know, you make that that it's not even a conscious connection, it's just that hand-eye coordination thing, and you get to feel how little water you need on the brush, and you automatically, your hand will go to the water pot. Big tip, don't put your tea anywhere near that, because you will pick it up, and just blot it onto, automatically just becomes habit. You pick it up, you blot it on the paper, you come back to your painting, and you just gently do little swirly marks to blend it in. And the absolute secret is a smaller brush for these stamps, just to have a little bit more control, and absolutely not a water brush. Don't even attempt this with a water brush, because the water brush is always too wet and you will never be able to control it. It'll be running everywhere. So if you've tried something like this before and you've used a water brush, because, well, they look not scary, you know, it's like a pen, and you just put water in it, and honestly, it's not, it's false security. Use a regular brush. And oh, I didn't put the pink on this bit. Now, big tip is, if I forgot to put the pink on that bit, I'm nearly wet that card, and then I stop myself, because if you put some pencil onto wet card, you'll find when you come to blend it, it doesn't blend away like the other did, because it's gone into the core of the card, it's seeped into it. You want it to seep into when you add the water, when you're ready for it to. So I made sure I applied that little bit of that paler pink to that flower, and then I'm colouring it and I'm dragging it and painting with it. People tell me it's so therapeutic and relaxing watching people paint, but I'm normally on the other side. I'm normally the person doing the painting, so you'll have to tell me if it is. And maybe I'll, you know, you can maybe do one and I'll watch you sometime. If you don't mind, that'd be lovely. So we'll carry on like that. And then, all right, so that there is looking so much softer, and it doesn't look like a stamp. See how pretty it looks. But we've got the green to do. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do is just put some lighter green towards the top of these fronds. Now, this is ideally, you want to make sure that you've got the card dry, even, you know, next to that, next to the pink there. We kind of want to not still put anywhere where the stamp card, because if you do, you'll find you won't be able to get rid of it. So just a big tip there. So what I've done is I've done a scribble with the lighter green, and then a scribble with the darker green, and one's going to merge into the other. That's the plan. So let me show you. Darker green at the base of this little stem here, because it's going to be in shadow. Maybe put a little bit there, and a couple of bits, and then the lighter green for most of it. So I'm just scribble that in. I'm not going to leave too much white showing on that one. I don't need to worry about that. And dark green, if I want to, you could emphasize the vein there by putting it darker like that, and a little bit in the middle. So hopefully when you blend it, you might get that little bit of distinction. depends how much water you put on there. Continuing with the lighter green, but you see I'm leaving it at the tip, so I've got a little bit of wiggle room for blending it out. Right, so start with the bigger leaf again, because then that you get the feel of how much colour is going to burst when you add that add the water, because you know different makes of pencil work differently. If it's a student quality, you may need a little bit more work to get it to release some colour, because sometimes they're a little bit harder, the cores, and sometimes you know, if you a good student quality should still have lots of pigment in it, but unfortunately sometimes you get ones that look good in the pencil, but when you go to add water and do this, it's like, where's the colour? There's no colour, and you're a bit disappointed, and that's just because it's a way of cutting costs by putting fillers, like so. You know, you'll have your dark green pigment, but then you'll have extra bulking agents kind of thing in there that pad it out, so there's less of the colouring stuff to more of the non-coloured bulking thing that, like I say, when in the pencil core it looks still like you've got great colour, but it needs to be super concentrated when you're using such small amounts, and that's what you get when you get your quality products like the Faber-Castell. Even these are the Albrecht Dürer watercolours, but the student quality are still fabulous. Now look at how pretty that's looking, and that's that look of no stamp, so that's going to look absolutely stunning. I'm just going to continue and repeat. Let me do the body. Let's do the body of the butterfly, so we can do that together, and then we'll look and think of the background in those fabulous papers that we've got some choice with now too. So pop a little bit there, little leaves, and there. So I'm just putting tiny little bits of dots of colour, and the green, probably just a few lines here and there, to be honest, just like this, because it's such a small area and there's quite a bit of detail in there. And I think I'm going to use this green just to go over the dark green, the little tendrily bits and the little antenna there, like this, so that it looks again like you've painted it, not a stamp. So hardly any water on there again, little circular movements, and then up to that dark green to see how much it's going to pop and blend into the other. Not much, we're good with that. Still got that little center panel that we can see. Just make those leaves look a little bit more solid. As soon as you add the water, all of a sudden it looks much more solid, and it's just such a fabulous technique. So a little bit of pink like that, and a tiny little touch of the red. How gorgeous is this? I love drawing this one. So this was the first butterfly I drew, and then the Beauty with Attitude one, the tattoo butterfly, and I just absolutely had so much fun making the little butterfly body out of more flowers. And look, isn't that just sweet? A little girl would love that, a grandmother would love that, anybody, any age would just love that. If you like flowers, you like butterflies, you love flowers, you love butterflies, well, seriously, I think we've peaked. So that's what you're going to do to continue. This is still the pencil, but a little bit more muted colours, but with a line stamped on there. So it's up to you if you want that look or the no line look, really. But again, use the biggest tip I can give you. Take your time, use virtually no water on your blending brush and hardly any pigment till you see how much that pigment, how far it goes. You'll be surprised with a good quality one. Right, now we need to let me show you another couple of things, but these butterflies that I've coloured in while we're here. That's completely the opposite. That's the one that we did with the stained glass look, and I put some stickles all over the whole thing, and I thought that could be a topper in its own right. So that's going to go on a card as a topper. I absolutely adore this. So this one is on a coloured card. Pamela's coloured this for me. Lisa coloured this one for me. Isn't that beautiful? Pamela's coloured this one, and she's used regular pencils, so wax-based pencils, on a craft card or a coloured card, and that is just stunning. Of course, once you've done that as well, then we've got the overlays to think of. Are you going to put an overlay on it? Are you going to have one on there? Or you're not going to have one on there? Are we going to put that one on there like that and have the colour showing through by lifting the wings up? Is it going to be craft card perchance? Or let me show you this. I couldn't believe this. Pamela also sent this. She was super excited. This is craft metal. That's metal. So these will bend any way you want them. It's craft metal. Isn't that just stunning? That, oh wow, that on kind of a high tech. Oh, even look on this, like the metal and the kind of grey looking together. I just love that. Anyway, so I could go on all day. Back to Lou. Next thing coming up. Okay, talk some sense, Lou. Cheers.
I just can't believe the options you've got with that. I mean, if you get the stamp and the die that coordinate and overlay, you can just do endless things with it, can't you? Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Sheena, for taking the time to talk us through as well the pencil colouring, the watercolour and everything. I just think it's amazing. So many lovely comments. In fact, I'm going to go through a few of your comments before we go back to Sheena, because you're all lovely, commenting away, and we're not ignoring you, I promise you. We are here, we're watching you. So Mandy's Custom Cards says, wow, love the craft metal. Yeah, that really does have a special touch, doesn't it? Do you know what I think I love about it is that it's obviously metal front and back, as opposed to mirror card. You only get the silver on the one side. Carol Lewis said, oh, love the pencil one. Imagine that on vellum. Yes, that would look stunning. In fact, Carol, I think I saw a comment from you earlier saying that every time, I believe this was you, every time Sheena launches a new collection, you just have to buy it, or something along those lines. Note taken. Rena Hurst, boy, that would be a hard decision because it's so beautiful alone. Absolutely. I mean, Cheryl Thomas as well. She loves the no line look. It's very delicate, but then the difference you get when you do add the outline, and then when the difference again when you add the die cut on top, absolutely beautiful. Lynn Parsons loved the colour combo. Karen Wilder said absolutely stunning. Lots and lots of you commenting. I just can't read them all out. But something that Sheena did mention was watercolour cards. Now, Sheena, I'm going to come back to you. Assuming you're still there. You're still there.
I am. Yeah, I've got a lot of good stuff. Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, we had a new launch of the white stamping card and the black card, which again, stamping, embossing, absolutely perfect for on CraftStash, which I love. I've got stacks of it, and it is my go-to already. So we've got those that you've used a lot, but also watercolor card. Now, what's this all about?
Absolutely. So we've got, this is the textured white card that Lou's just been talking about. That's what you're looking for if you want the textured white card. So that's 270 GSM and fabulous value. Isn't that such a 30 sheets? And I think it's $7.99, isn't it? It's a ridiculously good price.
Yes,
so that's
it is.
That one.
Yeah.
But this is a brand new one, and you can see, look, it's had some bits taken out of it because I've been using it. This is the watercolor white cardstock. So this one is going to be just as fabulous.
I've just flipped it round for everybody, just so that the writing is the right way round.
Have you got it the right way? Right, okay. So that one's going to be just as fabulous with your as the other one, but even better with water-based, like wet into wet techniques and things. So either one, you can't go wrong with either of those packs of cards. Just choose your personal favorite. You might like, you know, it's like even for watercolor artists, some prefer one brand, the other one prefers the other. I would just get a pack of each if you can, and then that will be your regular go-to, because the hardest thing about cards, and believe me, I've been doing this for a while now, getting a good card is getting it consistently good.
Yes.
A company could order from a merchant and have everything right, 300 GSM, smooth surface, low chalk content, thank you, and that's fabulous. And then the next time it's manufactured in a different place and they've given you the same thing, it's like, this one is not working. What happened? That's why you go, and this is ordered in such a great quantity from the source that you're going to get consistent results every time. That's
and there was a lot of testing with this and making sure it was perfect, wasn't it? Yes.
Seriously, I was like a mad professor with my clipboard, you know, in a lab coat, just doing all the things. It had to be inked, it had to have watercolors thrown in it, it had to be able to stand a lot of water, and yeah, just all the things I want to do and my team want to do. Without a good card, we can't do any of it. Doesn't matter how good and how much you've invested in the stamps, the dyes, the water, the colouring products. If you haven't got the right card, what do you do?
Exactly. You need that base to get started, don't you? Fabulous.
I mentioned those brushes as well, Lou, just in case everyone's looking and shopping. Get the Van Gogh. I think there's a middle set, and it's the set I used, number 4. If there's a set with number 4 and 8 in it, they're the 2 brushes you're going to use more than anything, and they're fabulous.
And it was
brushes.
was it Van Gogh paints
Van
as well?
Gogh brushes and the Van Gogh little watercolor set. Yeah,
There we
that
go.
one, that's fabulous.
You'll be able to find everything on CraftStash. Now, my love, before we watch the last demonstration, we're actually getting really near the end, so we need to squeeze this one in. Do you have any more cards left to show us, or have you been through
I'll
them?
do a quick flick through. Let's do it quicker. Let's do speed flick. Okay. Floribunda butterfly one you demonstrate. It's gorgeous, Debbie's card.
I can't decide. I just don't know which is. Oh, now that may be a favourite. Now I've.
On craft card, Lisa's card, isn't it stunning?
Oh.
Fiery, look at that. That has got
Stunning, so
attitude. Isn't that cool for someone who likes a bit of rock and roll butterfly? That one, isn't it?
It is.
And then this for Pamela's beautiful snowflake. And look underneath. You got secret kind of real under the wings. If I can see that. Hang on. I might be going for too much. Can you see that?
Lovely.
Isn't
It's
that
almost
beautiful?
like a shimmery shadow underneath
It
there.
is a shimmery shadow. And then you've got Lisa's craft card, beautiful one there. You've got Pamela's, this looks so cool. This is gorgeous, metal for metal. Another beautiful one from Lisa there, special pencil and craft card. And then there's beauty here. I think there's this Pamela, Lisa's again. So there's absolutely stunning, loads of, and if you want to see all of this inspiration, don't worry that if you're thinking, oh, that was a bit quick, join the Inkettes, and we have albums and everything is in there. There's albums from everything, all of the collections. So
fabulous. So we can
zoom
zoom in and we can look at all of those properly. We can catch your lives as well and see how you do things. And also a lot of those images are put, of course, on the CraftStash website. So when you hover over the product or when you click into the product, you'll be able to see all those beautiful cards made with it too. So lots of inspiration for you. A little bit more inspiration with the last demonstration. Then Sheena will come and say a little goodbye and pick a winner as well. Don't forget to be commenting, everybody, if you want to win one of these stamp and die combos. We'll come back to you all in a little while.
So I thought in this little bit we'll talk about these gorgeous backing papers, and I just want to show you this card and how absolutely gorgeous that paper looks with that topper. Now Lisa's created this and I think it's absolutely stunning. So to show you what she's done, she's taken the same colour to match in with the card background. How cool is that? She's found a fabulous card colour. Oh no, she's inked it. She's actually inked it, the background. See, that's where you get the surprise. And to match, she's stamped the underlay with the actual snowflake stamp and embossed it and in that shiny silver. Look at how stunning that looks. Isn't that amazing? So that overlay on there, which I absolutely love, she's made the topper here, she's stamped around the edge with parts of the butterfly stamp. So the wings to create this border. So don't forget, all of this here, if you look there, you're going to make a fabulous repetitive border by just stamping all those wings along a scrapbook page, a journal, a card, anything. These are going to work so well. But what I wanted to focus on and show you was just how nothing has been done to that paper. It's literally just been stuck on, and the background. So no colouring again. Embossing, a bit of inking, but the background is done. It's good to go. That's what the papers are going to do for you. So make a spectacular card, but without having to layer and blend your inks. That was what I wanted them to look at. But the idea with these papers is I wanted them to be able to do something with them. So here's where we're at. If you want to, you don't have to. But I've got a really simple, basic card, matte and layered, and I've got a fabulous piece of paper that I can literally just stick on like that, and it's good to go, and it looks gorgeous, and it looks fabulous. So that butterfly on there, beautiful, thank you very much. The topper, if I pop that on there, we're good to go. That's it. That's how quick you can make that card with these papers. But if you want to take it further, you can mix it up a little bit. So for example, with this one, I've used a little bit of Kitsch Flamingo, and I've inked around the outside in a vignette style with my blending tool, because you can, because this paper is not coated, it will take ink. The next thing I did was I used a little corner stamp, and I wanted it to look not super defined, so rather than put it in the stamping positioner, I just put it on a little block, and I double stamped it in the corner, so it's given it darker but also texture, and you can see a shadow of a rose and things in there. So if you want to make it a little bit more oomph to it and pop the colour out that's already there, you can do that. Or we can push the colour back and do, and I'll show you, let's do it. Let's push the colour back. Let's see, we're going to make it look more grungy. So I've got two colours here I've picked out. I've got antique linen and I've got pumice stone. Now pumice stone obviously is going to make it more greyish again. Antique linen be a bit more subtle. We'll try the antique linen first. So the first thing we can do is we can stamp those corners to start with. So let me just wipe this pink off, and then we'll see what we can do with that. So antique linen, and then I'll show you exactly what I did with the pink one, only we've changed up the colour. So you've got all that choice on, let's pop it that way, on, once you find it that Willow's an absolute agreement, pop that on there, like that. Yeah, you know what, you can't even see it. So, right, that was the wrong choice. Let's do a pumice stone. All right, but this is what you do though, isn't it? Yeah, we tried it. We need a little bit darker. And the good thing is, if it's too pale, you won't see it anyway. So we'll pop that like that. But this again is not going to be super sharp, and it's not going to be so totally in your face. It's going to be just a hint of that floral, and I'm just going to bring it back a little bit of that rose in the corner just to take it off the page as well, so you've got a bit more going on there. So it's kind of a way of adding a vignette look without blending as well, because where you're inking is going to be where you put this, because it's so vague and not a sharp image, it kind of gives it just that a darker texture more than anything. So if you want to emphasize it, you could stamp it, then with a stronger color, then blend it with your brush, and like kind of fill it in, pull the ink in and make it more solid. But for now, I've just got it just like that. So that's given it an already more vintage look. Next, we shall take our blending tool. Now, a big tip is when you're blending on with anything, and if the card is not exactly stamping card, it'll still blend great. You don't need to do this, but if you want to make it easier for yourself, if you add a little bit of glycerin on, it just makes it a lot easier to get a more subtle blend. It's kind of like if you had water paint and you wanted it paler, you could add a little bit of water to it. That's what you're doing. So instead of using water though, you're using glycerin, because what this is it, I did the glycerin thing so many years ago now, when I was playing with the glycerin and found that I could do this. And it's really funny because I watch on TV now and people are doing this on TV, and it's the glycerin thing has become a thing. I saw someone the other day, which was something I did too. A lot of things like, we passed around and things like that, but nobody had done this back in the day. And using pens with glycerin to create a blending effect. And I thought, well, there you go, you arrived with it's become a thing. So, but this is it, this is the thing. You just add a little bit of glycerin. It's a natural retarder of the drying time. It also attracts moisture, so it keeps things wet longer and gives you more time to play. So now we've got a much more vintage look and effect with that paper. If you wanted it a bit more grungy and more of a kind of like an ashes of roses kind of look, it looks more, muted, vintage. A really nice look actually. There's other little stamps in that set that if you wanted to, you could do that little thing where you stamp and do the little bit of the filling in with the stamp as well if you want to. But I think for now, I think that looks pretty cool. You could put a little rose here and there. Let's take this one and see what we can. I'll show you what I mean. If we take this little rose, it doesn't matter if it doesn't look fantastic, because it's more about showing you the techniques than anything else. But we'll pop that on there. We'll take that pumice stone again, and if we let me see if we pop a little, let's do it this way, let's pop a rose there and see how, yeah, that's a bit stronger. So let's pop another one down there. So much fun to play with. You have got so much in these sets to play with. You're going to be stamping and playing for a long time to come with these. It's one of my favourite, I think could be one of my favourite ever sets. Right, so we've got that there. So what you can do is take a little bit of this and a little bit of water, and then, oh, a lot of ink there, but you just want it subtle, just a little bit. Pull some colour into both the leaves and the rose, and now it becomes less of a hint of a line texture and more of a solid thing in the background. It'll just make it a little bit more impactful, and you'll see the pattern more. Your eye will go to it a little bit more, but always keep it subtle, because you know it's like this. It's like a the village play. This is the stage set. You've got your B actors and your greetings and things, but the star of the show always wants to shine, and that's the big butterfly we're going to put on there. So you don't want to have it so that it's overpowering. But that there, I really like that. That is so pretty. So that's how you would go ahead and continue making your own version of your backing papers. And let me just put this together on a record, and we'll have a look at some options we've got. So you'll find as well that it'll dry lighter when you dry it. So we've got that there. We'll come back to that base card, which is here. I couldn't find it then. You saw the slight pause, and I had a thought in my head. Right, so that's the bright one. Okay, so and this is, so now you're just going to play around. Don't stick anything together till you get your phone out and have a play around and then capture it. Do we like the bright one with that? Could do. Do we like it with this one? How's it looking? Yeah, absolutely, because that's so bright that it would have to be fluorescent to compete with that. I think the bright one works nicely with that. Maybe a more subdued one for that one. We've got the vintage one here. Let's change the background and see what that one looks like, the alternative. Look at how different they are, and look at how the original paper was. So we've totally changed the feel of them, but in a subtle way, in a really controlled, really cool way. So if we pop that there like that, now we've got a much more muted background, but all that texture that we haven't had to do, all these roses, you don't notice it, but it's there when you start looking. We've added this little bit extra, but that's a choice. Okay, so that one with that, yeah, you know what? I think I like the more muted background better. I think that more muted makes the star of the show pop more. Let me see what this is like. Oh yeah, definitely. Wow, I love that one. I think that's might be the keeper. That might be the one that gets stuck together, but I do love this too. Oh, I love that. I love that colouring. I just have to bend that a little bit there at each side just to bring the wings up a little bit. And oh, isn't that just stunning? Lovely. I wonder if it was just like wireframe butterfly. Oh, come on, somebody stop me. Oh yeah, you know what? That's a already done backing paper. We've put a little bit of inking on it if you want, but that's just cut out of craft metal, and you've got a stunning card. So somebody who likes pretty things, we've got a little bit of an edge. It's like that, you know, that kind of industrial meets the organic feel, that with the metal. Love it. So that's it, lovely people. Just it gives you some ideas. We can go on and on and on and on and on with these, and we'll still keep playing and going, oh, no, I like that one best. Oh no, I like that one best. Yeah, it's all choice, and that they're all good. So I hope that's helped you there. Have a play with the backing papers if you want. If you don't want to, it's all good too.
It's so hard, isn't it, to choose between all those options. I think for me it was almost the last one with those gorgeous coloured pink roses on there, and then maybe with the metal overlay as well. I don't know, they're all stunning. But Sheena, I'll come back to, actually no, I'll do a very, very quick in case you're just catching us, if you've just joined us and you're wondering what on earth we're doing. We've just launched Sheena's brand new collection, the Butterfly collection from her brand Sheena. So we've got items from as low as $8.32. Odd number, I know, I don't know why, it just is what it is. We do try and price everything as low as we possibly can, so maybe, you know, a few extra pennies makes it all that little bit more affordable. But we also do have bundles for you, so there are 4 stamp sets, 4 die sets, and then we've also got a paper pack as well, and there's lots of different combinations and ways you can buy those, and when you're buying bundles you are saving money. If you buy the big collection you're going to save £32, So it's huge saving. Obviously, if you are buying the big collection, then you are going to qualify for free UK shipping, because that's anything over £30. You're also going to qualify to use ClearPay if you wish to, and spread the cost. So all the details for that are on the website. We also have that brand new watercolor cardstock, the textured stamping cardstock in the white and black as well, all online. Now those 3 cardstock packs are under the Creative Craft Products brand, so don't go hunting for it under the Sheena brand. It's done like that, so Sheena's helped to develop it and make sure it's as good as we can possibly make it, but then all of us can use it, not just Sheena, it's all of us. So Sheena, I'm going to come back to you, my love. How are you? You right there?
I'm good, yeah, just enjoying watching. It's nice watching.
Lovely. It's so nice, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful cards. I think that's pretty much us wrapped up, besides choosing a winner. Now, I've had a quick scroll through and I've just very randomly dotted my finger onto a name. So, Sheena, would you like to get your hands together? It's on YouTube. Somebody watching on YouTube. It's Sherry Miller. So, Sherry Miller said, I know there was lots of comments.
Yay, brilliant.
She said, so beautiful.
Brilliant.
Now,
she's a good one, Sherry.
She's a good one. Is she one of your regular watchers?
She's very regular and become a good friend via the just the group. So yeah, well done, Sherry. Yeah, well deserved.
Oh, there we go. So Sherry, now I believe I may my memory may not be correct, but I think Sherry may have said that she'd bought the collection already. Earlier on in the show. So Sherry, if you have already purchased the collection, don't worry, you can speak to the customer services team and we'll see about refunding you one of those stamp and die sets, one of your choice. So you need to email customerservice@craftstash.co.uk. So congratulations, Sherry. Now, Sheena, I'm going to let you poodle off and give Willow some attention.
Yeah, she's been very good.
She has been very good. And send all of our love to Maria as well. And hopefully we'll see you, both of you, or all 3 of you, back here again very, very soon.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Lovely.
Come on, Cooper, sort yourself out.
So just get back on with it, will you? So take care, Sheena. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for the amazing inspiration, and we'll see you again very soon, okay? Have a lovely weekend.
Thanks all.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Funny thing is, I'm waving and she can't see me waving. And the same probably with all of you. So, fantastic inspiration. Now, everything you've seen is available online at CraftStash. As I say, you've got the option to use ClearPay. You've got the option to make your basket over £30, not just with Sheena's products, but with anything from CraftStash. And you get free UK delivery. And there's lots and lots of other offers. Now, from Monday, we are starting, of course, Black Friday week. Loads of offers. Unbelievable. I've seen the plan. I've seen everything going in. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Now, I thought I'd take this crazy time of year to have a week off. So you will see me on Friday. I'm going to pop in and do a special live, and that's going to round up my pick of the offers. And I'm joined by some very special guests, lots of them, on Friday. So join me there, 12:30. Make sure you do hit the kind of the notification button on YouTube and on Facebook so you don't miss that. Now, if you are not Sherry and you didn't win, there is one more option for you to win as well. You need to pop over to Facebook and have a look at our Facebook page. So there is a post there that tells you page or group. I want to say page this time. We do vary it so that everybody can find it. I think it's on the Facebook page. If not, check out the CraftStash chat group. I'm sure it'll be there as well. And you can simply answer a question to be in with a chance of winning another stamp and die set from Sheena's Butterfly Collection too. Go and do that, and I will see you next Friday, everybody. Have a fantastic crafty weekend. Take care.